Hello, 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 and happy Monday to all of my amazing Taurians. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with a very special reading on today. Taurus, we're going to get right into your reading. We are 13 days away from a full moon. Isn't that nice? So we're going to talk about the number 13. Yes. All right, let's get into it. Most High God in the universe, please give me a special reading for my amazing Taurians as it relates to every area of their lives, specifically in areas of power and intellect, money and wealth, creativity and emotions, and spirituality, and where they need to take action. I'm talking to my logical, generous, and trustworthy, determined, interesting, yes, understanding, kind, organized, patient, stable, responsible, devoted, practical, reliable bulls. Yes. I have is your motto. I have these things. Listen, your ruling planet is Venus, which is not retrograde right now, but Venus, Roman goddess of beauty and the arts, pleasure, emotions. In astrology, Venus's influence inclines towards a love of luxury, exceptional creative ability. So listen, Taurus, you're supposed to be living a life of luxury, okay? Do not get it twisted. You are an earth sign, right? Have been very, very generous over the years. You have nurtured a lot of people, and so now you're going to start receiving those things. You're going to start receiving that same level of generosity. That's how it's going to come back to you, because it's all energy. Money is energy. Oh, look at this. Okay, hold on. Money is energy, people, time, all of it, energy. Everything is energy. Energy. Let me show you something real quick, right? Some of you all are sitting in front of this vault filled with money and don't even realize how much money you have access to. You got to ask yourself, Taurus, what am I distracted by? What is it around me that's distracting me? What is it? What? Who? Who's distracting me? Who's in the way of me not seeing that I have the key to open up a vault to fill with a lot of money? Yes, I see you all balancing out your daily affairs. Again, this is a money card when it comes to your money. So some of you all may be working, side jobs. Some of you all may be retired, drawing some kind of money there. But it's always been in your you've always been on a path to receiving money and prosperity, right? So you got to think, who is in my space that's disrupting the flow of that? Because I see I see you sailing away from that, right? Yes. So this is the Six of Swords, which is attached to air energy. I see you giving no more air, no more energy to people who are not on your frequency anymore. That's what I'm seeing for you. I see you sailing away while disappointed. This could be kids. This could be, and I don't mean kids under a certain age. I'm talking about adult kids. This could be your adult kids. This could be family members. It can be anybody, right? And the disappointment could come from the fact that there was so much emotion involved, right? So much emotion involved in this. It might be somebody that you really love deeply, somebody that was very, very close to you, that you now have to remove the air supply, meaning removing all emotions whatsoever, which of course is going to make you seem like you're cruel and cold. I can't believe that you're not talking to me anymore. But again, you're not on the same frequency. You're just not on the same frequency. It just doesn't serve your highest purpose. So some of you all are going to just sail away quietly and not going to say anything, meaning the phone calls are going to stop, meaning that when they call you, you won't pick up, you're not interested in calling them back, and they'll get the message, right? So I don't want you to feel like you're being bad, because closure is for you. They have to close it out their own way. But nevertheless, what is blocking you? What relationships in your life is blocking you from getting, because it's not them blocking you, it's the fact that it's time for you to make a move, and making a move is sailing away from some of these relationships, like completely, just like who is just draining you, who was like an energy vampire, somebody that's not on your same frequency, and this is how you're gonna get your fire back. Somebody's energy that you have not sailed away from is blocking that money. That's all I would have to hear. What? Okay, all of a sudden I'm going to sit down somewhere. I'm going to go sit next to a tree. I'm going to hug a tree. I'm going to go outside. I'm going to start doing some gardening, digging my hands in the dirt. I need to think. Who is in my space that's not on my frequency that's blocking my money? You got to go. You got to get out of here. You ain't got to go home, but you got to go somewhere. So yes, I see you all feeling happy, magnetic, free, the whole 9 yards. It's not really difficult to think. You got to, it's not hard to figure out who that person or those persons are. Now, when you find out who it is, depending on who it is, for some of you all, again, as fixed signs, it may cause you to move a little slower. It's like, nah, I couldn't imagine cutting them off. They've been my friend for my whole life. But let's say it's one of your kids. For real. Let's say it's one of your adult kids that's blocking your money because they're conflicting energies, right? Every time they come around, your body feels like you get the goosebumps or something just feels off, because remember, largest organ is how the information comes through the earth signs, right? So let's say every time they come around, it's like, okay, I'm tired of going through this battle with this person just over and over and over again. It's just saying like we just can't have a solid conversation, or there's like this gap of air in between when you said something and when they said something, because you're not even speaking the same language. You're on two different frequencies altogether. Your vibrations don't match with their vibrations. What is it? Who is it? Right? And I see once you sail away from that, once you completely sail away from that, like, and even if, let's say for instance, if it's your kids, right, your adult kids, and you decide, hey, you know what, that's a conversation that we can never revisit. I don't believe what you believe in the whole 9 yards. Like, I don't say that you have to completely cut your kids off. That's not what I'm saying. That part of the conversation, you're like, okay, we can't talk about that, because that causes too much disruption in my household. The energy that you leave behind when you leave my house, with that energy that you're depositing into my spiritual house, doesn't sit well with me. So we can talk about anything else you want to talk about, or anything else I want to talk about, some stuff that we have in common, but that particular thing, no, it's a no. If it's a friend, somebody that you've been friends with for a long time, I hate to say it, it's easy. It really is. Sail away from that relationship and keep it moving. They will figure out their closure. They'll figure out eventually, okay, well, I guess, last couple of times I talked to Taurus on the phone, we didn't have a whole lot to talk about, so I guess they moved on. No harm, no foul. You don't have to ever gossip about people. You don't have to say anything negative about them. Nothing, Taurus. Just move and keep it moving, because this right here can also be blockage. Let's say a relationship ends, okay? Let's say a relationship ends, and you start gossiping about the person. This is also that too, because the universe is going to keep it balanced out, where it's going to play on your mind, and it's just going to keep playing on your mind over and over and over and over and over again. You're now nurturing low vibration thoughts. That's why I say when you make a final decision to leave a relationship, whether it's a friendship, a romantic relationship, a job, whatever kind, everything under the relationship umbrella, be okay, be solid with your decisions, because it's going to open up that vault, and keeping your vibrations high. Okay, I had to add that part too, because sometimes when people leave relationships, they start gossiping, right? They start gossiping. I can't believe this person was like that, and the reason why I don't want to be their friend anymore. You don't need to do any of that, because it will block the release of prosperity and money to you. Just be, when you make this final decision to sail away from them, just be in a posture of gratitude. This could represent me, myself, and I, or it could represent you and your tribes. But just be in a posture of gratitude. And the posture of gratitude for you is like, you know what, I was finally strong enough to make a final decision about it, and I'm okay with my decision. I will go ahead and heal in silence from this, because now it's a big gaping hole where the time that you created for them used to be, right? So I'm going to fill that time up with just being in, giving myself to being able to receive from what nature has for me. So let me be in receiving mode, right? So yes. So I see a lot of you all just focusing on yourselves, right? Just really focusing on yourselves and speaking things into existence. So like, okay, the time that I spent carving out time for them, now I'm going to start carving out time for the lifestyle that I'm destined to live, right? Absolutely. Let's talk about the number 13 for a second, because we have 13 days away from the full moon, which is great. We just had new moon yesterday. We're moving towards a full moon, which is amazing. 13 means that you experience many changes that are meant to transform and empower you throughout your life. 13 also means resonates to a genius quality, and it means that you definitely had an out-of-box approach to life. 13 also means that you can attract sudden changes that are meant to keep you alert and aware. Sudden changes, also means that birth, life, death, and rebirth is consistent theme weaving throughout all areas of your life. So again, this is like, okay, this right here, you taking the time to focus on you, removing the air from relationships that don't serve your highest purpose, and just focusing on you and going towards your dreams and goals, because this represents your ancestors, and you're running towards your legacy. That's what you're racing towards, your legacy. You're like, you know what? I got other stuff to do with my time. I don't have time to sit on this phone with this person, and this is like this dead air sitting here. We don't have nothing to talk about. We don't have anything in common. We're not on the same frequency. We're not vibing. I mean, like, what? Right? Yes. We just don't. It's a waste. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy, right? So I need to go ahead and let a death occur, and I'm saying the death of that relationship as you once knew it, and I need a rebirth. A rebirth. A rebirth means that I'm going to fill up that time and space that I used to create for you, and I'm going to fill up that time and space, and now I'm going to put something else in there, like my legacy wealth. Yes. All right, let's see what else the cards have to say. Whew, I love it. People gonna be falling by the wayside. Yep. Look at this. This, see? Look. Okay. At the end of all of this, you're going to be glad that you made a final decision not to procrastinate and moving forward and severing ties. This is how you're going to feel, like you're throwing up a baton. Childlike exuberance. This is where that fire is going to come from. You're just like, oh my God, I actually did it. I finally made the move to do it. I finally decided to, end, a relationship, end the relationship with my landlord. I'm going to move, end the relationship with that job. I'm no longer hanging out with certain people on my job. I'm going to apply for a new position. End that romantic relationship because it doesn't serve your highest purpose. I'm going to end that relationship with that family member who clearly we're on two different paths. They're over here, I'm over here. We don't have a whole lot to talk about. The only thing we have in common is that we're related. That's it. I'm gonna end this. Ending stuff. That's what you're gonna be focusing on, and it's gonna happen for some of you. Or one day it's gonna be like this epiphany, like boom, all of a sudden lightning struck, and you just an immediate revelation. Oh my God. Okay, I'm not procrastinating on this anymore. I need to end these relationships so I can move on and make room for what the universe is really trying to send me, which is wealth. Hello. Like, I need to let that relationships die. I need to let it die. That part of me that's been hanging on and I've been patient long enough, where it's not going anywhere, right? So there's a rebirth happening, right? By the way, Pluto is retrograde right now, encouraging everybody to do what? Declutter. Yes. So here we have this sword right here. This sword right here is like, just cut it off. Just completely cut it off, right? Just completely cut it off. I'm not giving any more energy to it. I am moving on. I'm cutting it off. I'm moving on, right? I'm also seeing here we have the Hermit card. A lot of you all have been doing some soul searching, saying, okay, let me just run through my life very meticulously, right? Let me analyze every area of my life, because that's what Virgos do, right? They're your sister sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, all earth elements, right? This is Earth saying, listen, okay, let me analyze my entire life and see who gets to stay, who gets to go, right? That's the who. Let me analyze my own spiritual house, myself, and let me see what gets to stay and what do I need to take this sword and cut out of my life. What is it that I need to do? Let me do some serious soul searching and see the relationships around me. There's some things that's going to fall by the wayside. When I tell you, you're talking about excited, some things are going to be falling by the wayside for you all, where you're going to be like, you know what? It's just like I said, an immediate revelation. It's going to be like a huge light bulb went off, because the moon governs our mood, emotions, feelings, and subconscious habits, right? So some of you all of a sudden it's going to feel great, like, oh my God, I don't talk to that person anymore. I just felt like that relationship was it was like an albatross around my neck. So not anymore, though. Not anymore. I'm moving towards opening up that vault filled with money and living the life that I was destined to live. Yes. So you got to ask yourself again. I'm going to ask you that question one more time. Who, what have you not moved from your life that is causing you not to see, that's causing that blockage? Who, what relationships are around you that's causing that blockage? What is in you that's causing the blockage, right? Connect with fire. Some of y'all need to have a, connecting with fire. This fire would be sun, right? That's that fire in you. That's what you want to connect with. You want to connect with that fire in you. Some of those relationships need to be burned to a crisp. I mean, seriously, they really just need to be burned to a crisp. And I don't mean and I'm talking about like taking a blowtorch to the relationship and just burning it to a crisp. Never to, because there's nothing left. No reason to ever call them anymore. No reason to ever see them anymore. If somebody were to say, even mention their name, you're not triggered to vibrate low. You're like, no, yeah, I haven't talked to them in years. And guess what? You'll mean it. It's, oh, well, did something happen between y'all? No. No. And they'll just leave it at no. You're not going to even entertain a trap. You're not going to even entertain the test to get you to see if you're going to vibrate high or low. You're just going to simply say no. You want to connect with the fire in you. But that is what I have for you, Taurians. I hope you all have a fantastic day. But then again, I know you will, because that is the intention you set. Have a great one. Bye.